Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to a brand new video here today and another episode of the MotoGP 20 career mode once again. Yesterday guys, we did the first two episodes, the first one being pre-season and the second one being the first race at Qatar, and you guys absolutely smashed it with the support guys. So if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of your screen right now. But today we are going to jump straight back into career mode for round number 2. Okay, so off air, after the last episode, I made a couple of adjustments to the team, and the first one is the bike. So with the bike in itself, we have now changed the color, and originally it was chrome, you know, where the black is, but for thumbnail purposes, it didn't look that great, so I've just gone for the matte black instead. Not a major difference, you know, in certain light angles, you won't even tell the fact I've changed it. But just for me personally, for peace of mind when making thumbnails for YouTube videos, the black looks a lot better. And then also in terms of other adjustments, we have the rider. I've put on a brand new sticker on the back, along with a brand new helmet. We have a red Scorpion helmet, kind of similar to Fabio Quartararo's helmet, of course, in real life. And then finally, just a few more adjustments here and there when it comes to the knee pads, the gloves, the boots, and the suit. I've actually inverted the red and the green, so I'll swap them around, so a bit more red this time around. But yeah, not major differences, just a few tweaks here and there, but generally speaking, still very much looking the same as always. And of course, the iconic number 2, that Nicky Hayden style with the star on it, which I absolutely love. But yeah, we're going to jump into this episode here today, so let's get cracking. Okay, so after race 1 at Qatar, of course, the neural AI have to still kind of adapt to my pace. I believe it changes on a race-by-race basis. Either way, we're going to change the difficulty. So we are going to jump into things here, and we are going to go and try 120% extreme AI for this one. So it might mean we struggle with the practice programs a little bit. We might miss a few more, but it's the nature of it. Either way, we're going to jump to the calendar, and we're going to start advancing. So we're going to have to pay some staff on week 12. That's 2,000 credits. And then we move to race 2 at Austin. So Austin is round 2. Then after that, we've got Argentina. So let's jump into the race weekend here at COTA, and let's get things underway. It's Friday here at COTA, and that means, of course, practice programs are going to have to be done. So we're going to jump into the development tests here. And, of course, we've got the same 3 as last weekend. And we are going to kick things off with, once again, the distance analysis. So let's jump into it. Let's mount the recommended tyres and also fill the tank to the recommended level. And let's do this practice program. Uh-oh. That is not good at all. Going to struggle with that one, I think, big time this weekend, as we have to kind of adapt what we were doing riding style-wise. Yeah, no, it gets out of the way there, but we're going to be so far down on the time threshold. Let's just see if we can try and do a better second lap. Right, let's see what this lap is like. I think we're okay for the line, but I don't think we're going to hit the lap time threshold. At the final corner, we're going to fall short. Yes, we do. We failed it. Not good. This is a better attempt. We're sticking to it. We're pretty marginal when it comes to the line, but the pace is better. Our first lap was good. If we can just get this one done and dusted, we might be okay. I'm trying to see if I can get the line and really hit it and get the highest score. At the final corner, it's not going to be enough, but we do go fast enough. So there we go. We get it on our second attempt. I can't lie, I probably used about 30 flashbacks to get that done, but it's such a complicated circuit to get right, I've got to be honest. Hopefully we can keep improving with practice. That second one was much better though, I can't lie, that was much more smoother. It's just understanding the brakes really around here. There's such heavy brake zones, you know, turn 1 down to the hairpin before the back straight, and then the hairpin after the back straight. There's lots of really heavy braking zones where it really tests the new brake kind of mechanism. So yeah, it's just about trying to find the sweet spot really. But yeah, we're now going to move into test number 2. I think this one we're going to go for the quick lap simulation. So we're going to fit on the tyres and fuel we need, and we're going to jump into this one. Just struggle so much through those, I really do. Nothing I can really do though. We're just going to have to put up with it as I tackle this practice program. At the minute, we're not on target though. We're not even fast enough for target 3, which is a 2:05. I struggle with this one so much. Slow it down. That was actually my best one yet, to be fair. I was happy that I thought I was running it hot, but we held on to the bike. So I make a mess of that one though. To the final corner, will lap 1 be enough to beat the threshold? At the final corner, yes it is, by 2/10 we just get it. Right, let's go for another lap. Let's see if we can beat it again. I've just absolutely nailed that second sector. Really nice. I've got the hairpin beautifully. Now, can I do this one again? The answer is yes. Maybe braking a little bit too early, but that's okay. Final corner. Easy on the apex. Let's not run it so wide this time. There we go. Up to the line. And job done. There we go. That was very good. 59.8. I'm so much quicker when I don't have to follow the racing line. The distance analysis is just such a challenge sometimes. Anyways, at the minute, let's look at the live session. So, P1 by 1.3 seconds, of course. We are the only rider to have run double soft tyre on the bike. Having said that, the pace looks good even on 120 AI. So, things are good. There's still a lot of riders yet to really set proper lap times, though. So, we'll see how that progresses. Either way, we're now going to move into the final test, and that is the race simulation. So, fit on the tyres, fit on the fuel, and let's jump straight into it, and let's see what we can do. I think the test wants us to do 5 laps. I just don't want to do 5 laps. That's so long. That's so much time around here. So, I'm not sure if it will count, but if it doesn't count, I'll do it just for my benefit of just feeling confident in the bike around here. So, let's get onto it. I'm testing this tyre, and I'm not liking it. I'm shaking all over the place. My first lap was good. I even did a fastest first sector, but now the tyres are cooling off. You can see my rear and my front are just not that warm, and we're struggling for just general pace. The last lap wasn't very quick. It was 2/10 off the threshold, and even now I'm struggling to get the bike slow down and turn in. So I'm going to abandon this now. I've got a good understanding, and looking at the tyre wear, I think we're not going to run the medium hard this race. It might be another medium, or possibly a soft medium. I might gamble it. Either way, I've done enough information and I've seen enough with this that I'm not too happy about it. So we'll look at our options for the race. But now we're going to move into qualifying. Right, so straight into Q2 once again. This time fastest of everybody, and even on 120 AI, we have comfortably done it. Whether the AI now start to pick up their pace, we'll find out. But just like last weekend, they got pretty fast in the race. So just because we're quick now doesn't mean they're going to be slow later on. Either way, it's looking good for us. Now we're going to move into qualifying though, and we're going to see what we can do in this session. Here we go then. Let's start our lap. Nice sunny conditions. Power mode 2 engaged. Let's see what we can do here at the Circuit of the Americas. A little bit wide there, just missing my apex at the hairpin, but that's okay. It's been a pretty good, smooth, clean lap so far. I'm happy with this. Whoa, there's a mistake. Big stoppy. That's going to hurt us badly. End of lap 1 with that mistake, of course. It's a 2:04, which isn't bad, considering my personal best is a 59.8, I believe, or 59.7. With that mistake. That's a good lap from us. We'll go for another one. Hopefully we've got enough fuel. Here we go. It's not been the most perfect lap. Made a little bit of a mistake at the hairpin a little bit earlier on, but it's a quicker lap nonetheless. On for a personal best. Final corner. Power down, short shift, and there we go. We do have enough fuel up to the line, and we do go quickest. 59.9 as we just run out of fuel. We'll take that though. That's a good lap to start off with. Into the 59, sub 2 minute. That's what we want. Right, let's box in, let's strap on some fresh rubber, and we'll try and go again and see if we can improve our time. I'm not sure if it's a bug, but it was in last year's game where the riders would ride with their race tyres on in qualifying. Hopefully it's not the case here, but I mean, Marquez running a hard front, soft rear doesn't really make any sense in qualifying to me, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Hopefully everyone runs softs at the end, but at the minute it seems like there might be a repeat of last year's bug possibly. Oh, ran that in a bit hot there. Not great. We'll just back off this lap for now. We'll try and go again after. One more. We've got enough fuel for another run, so that's what we'll go for. Okay, last lap. Crutchlow and Miller have gone faster than us, so it's all or nothing on this lap. Running a bit hot there. We tried to push the limit. We kept it on the island and kept it on the tarmac, but we're not over yet. We are looking good though. The first 2 sectors were very strong. Oh, it's good. It's quick. It's very quick. Final corner. Power down. A little bit scruffy on the exit there, but across the line. And it is enough, and there we go. We take it by half a second. That's what I'm talking about. With 10 seconds to spare, I think we've done it. We may have just secured our first ever MotoGP pole position at COTA. And there we go then, it has been confirmed as we do pick up our very first MotoGP pole position here at COTA. And it was quite comfortable by half a second actually, so a really good lap. To be fair, I thought I'd run it in hot on the back straight down to the braking zone, but we just got the bike slowed down enough, and that actually resulted in a massive time gain for us. So a really, really good lap. Happy with it. A couple of mistakes, but generally speaking, it was by far my best lap of the weekend, of course, as the lap time also proved. So very happy with that. Crutchlow second, Miller third. So Marquez, the king of COTA, only P4. And of course, he's the man that won the first race in Qatar. So he's going to be wanting to recover very quickly in the race. And worth noting, no Dovi in the top 9. He's down in P10. So a disappointing one from the Ducati man. And Vinales as well down in P11 there. And Espargaro on the other Aprilia down in P12. But guys, as if we're qualifying here at COTA. And it's our first ever pole position. Okay, so here we are then on the grid for the start of the race at USA. There is Cal Crutchlow, the man that starts in second place, of course, and once again in the front row, 2 in a row for him. And there is Jack Miller on third place. Really good qualifying from him on the Pramac Ducati. But we are going to get ready for our own races today. So first of all, let's check the settings to make sure everything is looking good. The electronics mainly need to be adjusted, which they are, so that's happy with that. That's good. There is Morbidelli. In terms of the gear ratios, I'm still not sure about these. I'm going to tweak the final gear just to move up a little bit. Yeah, we still need to work on these. I'm still trying to find what the best solution is, but that's what I used to use on MotoGP 19, and it's still kind of working now. So yeah, first of all, let's go tyres. So I'm thinking for this race, I'm going to gamble with a soft medium. I'm going to try my luck. I feel like, based off of practice, the tyre wear was pretty good. And the medium tyre on the rear was very nice at Qatar, and it worked quite nicely. So, you know, after testing it in practice, the hard tyre on the rear was just too much, and the medium on the front was too much as well. They were both just too hard of a compound. So we'll go for a fresh, soft medium. And in terms of fuel, we will run, I will say 11.5, a little bit more than the 10 laps that we're doing, a little bit more than we did at Qatar. But yeah, those are the settings. We're now going to get racing here for round 2 of the season at the Ciruit of the Americas. Here we go then. Our start in Qatar was good. Will it be good again? Lights are on and away we go here at the Texas. And it's not a bad start off the line, I don't think. No one seems to have got in front of us here into turn 1. Late on the brakes. Oh, a bunch of riders got up the inside. There's a bit of contact. We almost go down, but we keep it under control and we stay on the bike. We're down to P3. Those Crutchlow and Miller get by it. Fantastic exit out of turn 2. Those we go into the S's. I'm having a look, but no way past. There was, I want to say that's Dovi actually, up into P4 already, so a fantastic start from Dovi on the Ducati from P10. And let's see this Crutchlow having a look behind to see where we are. As Miller takes the lead of the USGP. Let's see if we can find a way past Crutchlow here. We've got Valentino Rossi looking for a move on the inside. They're having a bit of a look. Power down now as we go down the hill towards the hairpin. Just about keeping it flat. Let's see if we can use the soft front and medium rear to try and hopefully have some early race pace and try and get after these guys. Power down now out of there. Onto power mode 2. We're going to tuck in to the slipstream of Cal Crutchlow. Here we go. Let's see if the Aprilia can pull its weight as we go down towards the brake zone. Looks like Crutchlow's doing a good job of holding on though. Going to try and go a little bit later on the brakes if I can. Into the heavy brake zone, into the hairpin. Release the brake a little bit, running in a little bit hot, but that's okay. Miller for now though holds on to the lead as Crutchlow is second. We're putting him under good pressure though. I wonder if I can find a move here, possibly. Into the Mickey Mouse section. Looks like Crutchlow's got that covered for now, so we'll have to just settle for P3. Let's see if we can try and get past him sometime soon though. Right, out the final corner. Exit is key. And it's not too shabby actually. Can we get past Crutchlow? Looks like we're a little bit far back for a move to turn 1 unless we're absolutely perfect on the brakes. It's not going to happen just yet. We're going to have to wait as we've got Alex Marquez down in P18 on the Works Factory HRC under, of course. Got the run on Crutchlow here down the hill. Can we have a look on the inside of the brakes into the hairpin? Down the inside of Crutchlow. It's a late move, but we get it done. Nice little block pass there, avoiding the switch pack. And we're up to P2 now. That's what I'm talking about. Nice move on Cal. We can still win this race. There he is behind us. He's looking for the re-overtake. Let's see if we can maybe hunt down Jack Miller, though, of course, on the Pramac. Ducati is going to be so fast on the straights, but we'll try and make it work through the corners as we go into the hairpin. Going to try and get down to the apex. Crutchlow with a massive corner cut, but makes the move. I'm going to try and go back down the inside, though. I'm having absolutely none of that. Just swipe back straight away and get that place back. Right, now I think we're ahead. Let's try and stay ahead now and get after Miller if we can. Rossi up to P3. The Doctor making moves, so he's wanting to hunt us down. Meanwhile, we're really flying now. The soft medium is working and we're closing in on Jack Miller here. At the final corner. Power mode 2, let's get that engaged. Let's try and close down. Fast lap of the race, 2 minute 1.8. I thought the AI would have a bit more race pace in this, but surprisingly they're not that fast. We are going to run in a little bit more into turn 1 though. You can see on the right hand side, my front tyre is actually a little bit cold. It's not really, you know, up to temperature, but we're not really putting that much force into it, and we're not really working the tyre that much, so it seems to be like we're quite good on our front tyre maybe, as we make a bit of a mess of the S's there. Let's try and get back on our horse and try and catch Miller here. Pretty close to Miller here, we're putting him under some pressure. I wonder if I can maybe get a move now and retake P1. I think we've got the pace to reclaim the lead and pull away. Valentino Rossi though is actually keeping up with us. He's right on our gearbox as well, so the Doctor is smelling a possible victory here as we get underneath Miller. Miller gets very loose through the triple rights, and we're going to get that as Marc Marquez, I believe, down in 8th place and Dovi down in P9. Those two just not working this weekend, and we do make the move. We take P1 in the USGP here at the Ciruit of the Americas. That's very, very nice. Let's see if we can now pull away from Jack Miller here, and let's see if Rossi follows him through. That was a slow lap from us, 2:02.9. You see Rossi there lining up a move on Miller. Let's see if we can set some decent pace and use these faster tyres to hopefully open a gap, because we may struggle at the end with tyre life, so we need to use that rubber now to try and pull away if we can. As Rossi does take P2 that you see on the left hand side there. So Rossi not messing around, he can smell win, just like in the real life 2019 USGP last year. Gap to Rossi now 7/10, we're pulling away, we're starting to gap the Doctor. As Dovi down in P9 battling with Petrucci there, that's not where he wants to be. Rins down in P11 as well, he's having a pretty poor race as well on the Suzuki. Battling Zarco on the Avintia, so a lot of the surprise, you know, heavy hitters who you think would be up there having a very poor race as we exit the final corner here. This is going to be a good lap from us. 2:01.8, fastest lap of the race. Not the cleanest lap, but still effective. Front tyre still seems incredibly cold, but it's working better on these tyres than it has done in the previous race and also in practice earlier this weekend, so it's looking good. I'm confident we can bring this home and potentially secure our first win of the season already after 2 races. Oh, yellow flag. Marquez has gone down. The race winner from Qatar has crashed in the exact same place I believe he crashed in 2019. So he's gone down. He's going to lose a bunch of places and drop out of the points. That is disaster for him, and suddenly this is going to mean wonders for us if we win this race, because we could potentially take the championship lead after just 2 races maybe. This is good for us. Rossi's closing in. I'm not pulling away anymore. I can hear him. He's audibly closer, and he's dragging Miller with him. So these two still not giving up here, so we can't let off the pace. We've got to keep pushing. Whatever we have in the tank, we have a fantastic run, to be fair, down the hill when we gain a chunk of time, but like I said, we're not out of the woods yet, so we've got to keep pushing. One mistake and we could be in trouble, but the gap behind is not very big. I believe it's just a couple of tenths, and it's 9/10 of a second, so Rossi is still there. That was a better lap from us. 2 minute 2:0. We open up a little bit of a gap. 1 second quicker than the last lap we did. Rins new fastest lap. 2 minute 1.6. So they're still pushing behind. Now Marquez at 2:01.4. So Marquez with the bit between his teeth. Seems like the AI get faster as the race goes towards the end. So that's interesting, because I tend to struggle towards the end of the race. I'm faster at the beginning, so something to work on maybe. You know, maybe a late race pace. Maybe try and manage things at that start a little bit better. But you can see how much we lose through the S's here. The AI really closing in on us as Marquez now up to P13 and recovering quite rapidly, to be fair. Credit to him for that. Oh, Crutchlow's gone down. Another one bites the dust. A little bit distracted there. I've run that in a bit hot, but we do recover. But Crutchlow, of course, who finished on the podium in the first race. Again, another one who was high up in the championship has had a pretty poor one. Meanwhile, Rossi's right there. He's dragging, actually, Morbidelli with him. So Miller's dropped away, and it's now Morbidelli up in a podium spot on the satellite Yamaha. I'm running this in a bit hot if I'm not careful. Got to get it slowed down somehow. There we go. We just about stopped the bike, but we're not out of the woods yet. This pressure's going to continue to the end of the race, so we've got to try and stay focused here. As I'm struggling now a little bit on the tyres. The tyre doesn't seem that bad. I'm just losing a bit of performance. Front tyre is freezing cold, which is an issue I've been having really on any tyre. We're also marginal for fuel. We've got 2.4 left and there's 3 full laps to go, so we are going to have to do some saving at some point. So I'll try and manage that as best as I can. But we need to try and fix that whenever we can. Marquez now to P9. He overtakes Dovi, so really good recovery from Marc Marquez. I'm going to have to run it in power mode 1 now on the straights. I can't use power mode 2. Rossi 6/10 behind. He's still there. I'm telling you, one mistake and we could be in trouble. Whoa, Rossi, jeez. Bit of contact there. Just taking different lines, and Rossi almost took me out by clipping my rear tyre and just put me into the ground. Luckily we stay on the bike. Very lucky to stay on the bike, may I add. Trying to save fuel and get back on target here, but the pressure is mounting. The 2 M1s behind me are looking for it, but to be fair, Morbidelli is yet to challenge Valentino for P2, so he's just kind of sitting there waiting for his moment maybe. 2 laps to go now as we cross the line. There is the Doctor, he's right behind us. Come on, we can do this. I've had a fantastic lap so far. Really good sectors 1 and 2. We've pulled out a 1 second gap, and I've also got fuel back on target, so I can use power mode 2. This helps us out massively in terms of taking the pressure off. As Rossi got very close in the last lap as we bundle over the curb there. Looks like we're okay now. Just got to try and keep this gap for 1 and a bit laps. And we could potentially win our first MotoGP race. Oh, Alex Marquez has now crashed. So both Marquez brothers have crashed in this race, as we're now pretty marginal for fuel. So I'm going to have to go down to power mode 0 for the remaining part of the race. Could we run out of fuel here? We've still got a little bit to go yet before the line. La Corona goes down as well. I'm going to have to short shift just to get this to the finish. I thought I did enough, but that power mode 2 really catches you out in terms of how much fuel it drains. We're going to be crossing the line here, very marginal on fuel. I've got to try and hold it in second gear through this entire section, just kind of coast. Luckily we built a bit of a gap on the last lap or so. Here we go, easy does it through these final corners. Again, try and coast the bike. Keep that 0.02 there in the tank. Oh, it's gone red now, it's going red. Looks like we're getting pretty low for fuel. 2 corners to go. I'm just constantly watching the fuel gauge. Looks like we're going to be okay. Into the final corner, easy does it. Just throw the bike in nice and smoothly on the power. And there we go, at the final corner. And we're going to win our first ever MotoGP race. What a performance, what a day. And that is fully deserved. We rode beautifully in that race. We had a good start, to be fair, but we got pushed out in turn 1, and we gradually made our moves and made our way back through, and it was a strong recovery in the end, and we pick up the first victory for the My World Aprilia MotoGP team, and it's 25 World Championship points for us here today. Valentino Rossi, the Doctor, P2 ahead of Morbidelli in 3rd, and Quartararo P4, so Yamaha with 3 bikes in the top 4, a very strong day at the office for them, and they'll be very happy with that one. Danilo Petrucci P5 for Ducati in the end, very good race from him ahead of Rins. Marc Marquez, even with the crash, finishes P7, and he was actually really fast. He set a 2-minute point 6, and also Rins a 2-minute point 3. Those guys were absolutely rapid, you know, that's 1.2, 1.5 faster than me, so those guys actually had race-winning pace. They just couldn't quite hook it up. Jack Miller, who of course led the race at one point and finished in P8 in the end. Maverick Vinales P9 on the final Yamaha, and then Dovi rounds off the top 10 with Zarco 11th, Nakagami 12th, Mir 13th, Oliveira 14th in the points again, and Bagnaia 15th. A really good race from Johan Zarco there. And then outside the points we have Alicia Spargro, Tito Rabat, Brad Binder, Paolo Spargro, Andrea Iannone, Iker Lecuona, Alex Marquez of course crashed at the end, and Cal Crutchlow. So in terms of the championship, I believe we lead, and we do, by 4 points over Marc Marquez and 8 points clear of the Doctor Valentino Rossi, who jumps up 3 places with that podium. Dovi P4, Crutchlow P5, Quartararo P6, and of course at this point it's still early days, anybody can win it here, but it's great to see that we are leading after 2 races in the championship. And in terms of the team championship, we are currently in P4. Of course, it's only myself in this team, so we're going to be working extremely hard to try and compete in the team championship. Currently though, Monster Energy Yamaha lead the way with Rossi and Vinales, and Ducati and Repsol Honda are tied on points. But we then finally move into the constructors, and we lead the way actually. Aprilia P1 ahead of Honda and Yamaha and Ducati, so really good stuff so far, and we're really pulling this team up and showing them how fast they can be, of course, on the RSGP bike. But guys, that is going to be it for this episode of the MotoGP Crewman here today at USA. A fantastic day at the office and a really enjoyable race. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like and smash the like button if possible, and subscribe if you are new for daily MotoGP content on the channel, and also turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me on the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one very soon for round 3 at Argentina.